Welcome to this week's End of Days Update, coming to you from Orlando, Florida. We had such a great time up at Live Oak. What a wild church. Got into the gospel, preaching, the power of God, coming of the Lord. They really were excited about the coming of the Lord. I know I say that every week, but it seems like church after church after church, people are getting it, that Jesus is just about to come. How exciting to be living right before He returns. Hey, give us some help on YouTube. Help us get the message out a little bit more. Thank you for partnering with us. We are going to Israel in about 2 weeks. If what I'm talking about this week comes to pass, we may not be. But we're supposed to be there the 11th through the 17th, and we got some stuff to do that we'll get more into in another time. But we're blessed because we get to watch words that were spoken by people in the Bible over 1,000 years ago are coming to pass in your lifetime. There's people that would have given anything to live at the time we live, and we're right here. And sometimes people kind of blow it off. But my friend, Jesus is just about to come. So we look at this as a hustle mentality, not like a escape theology, but what can we do to run faster? So what we'll do is we look at things that show us the finish line, and we look at things that happened around Israel this week, because things are happening every single week that show us Jesus is just about to come back. They're so blatant that, all the interviews I did last year for the book, they kept saying, well, I go, you're fact checking me. They go, oh yeah. Well, it was so hard for some people to believe that all this stuff is coming to pass that they didn't want to fact check it, because Jesus is just about to come. So let's pick up on what's happened this week. And the reason why we do that is God had in the Old Testament, He had the tribe of Issachar. They had an understanding of the times to know what the children of Israel ought to do, indicating if you don't know what time it is, you won't know what you're supposed to do. Why do you wear a watch? So you'll be where you're supposed to be on time, so it doesn't make us late. So somehow the church has to get that mentality, a 2-minute warning. The clock's winding down. When I'm watching football, I'm screaming at the quarterback. If it looks like he's not paying attention to the play clock, I'm going ballistic. Well, I don't want them to miss their opportunity. Well, could you imagine being at the end of the Super Bowl and miss your opportunity? So we're at the Super Bowl right now. We're at the very end of the Super Bowl. So let's pick up what's happened. This is a very, very, very crucial week for a setup for the Antichrist. You had America really pushing Iran about their dissidents and how they've been killing all the innocent people that are protesting. It looks like they've killed up to 3,000 people. They're getting ready to cut this one guy's head off as well. So there's been such an explosion from Trump and from America that we're going to bomb Iran. You had right now the U.S. military, basically all of our troops are getting evacuated from Israel. And Israel's bringing in the Iron Dome there in Jerusalem, and to the middle of the country, and all the places are on high alert. The shelters are on high alert. The country's on high alert because they think Iran's going to preemptively strike Israel and America. Well, America's saying that they're trying to help the Middle East. It's gotten so radical that Saudi Arabia and Egypt are telling America, you need to do pinpoint accuracy firing so you don't kill too many people. Well, with all of this, you have the Ayatollah Khomeini. He's already gone into hiding. Russia has promised him asylum with about 20 different people he can take with him. But this is how close it is the Ayatollah, he's gone. So why would this be an important deal or a big deal? Well, what's happening is you had the EU, they forced a deal again with the Ukraine, saying that the Ukraine Accord's not going to happen because the Paris Accord's not going to happen, because Ukraine's going to be on their own. And it's just intriguing to see these nations doing different things, what they're leading up to. All of a sudden, America's voice got pushed so far in the Middle East that it's making the members of the EU, all of a sudden, they're going to stand up and go, well, we have a voice coming on the scene that's going to set everything up for the Palestinians. So watch what it does to make a doorway for the Antichrist. So with all of this, you just look back and go, how could this be happening right in front of us and the world be so silent about it and be so clueless about it? This is giving the Antichrist a foothold and a doorway to go, I've got better change than doing pinpoint shots in Iran. And it is weird. Iran's been the leader in wanting to kill Israel, wanting to kill America over the years. So it'll be intriguing to see what happens. I mean, with all these evacuations happening and all the stuff that's going on, one thing after another, bizarre stuff. You have Kim Jong-un got rid of his 3 top security guards because was probably going to be assassinated. You have other things like that happen in Germany. You have Germany rearming. You got all of NATO right now is pretty much afraid that Russia's going to come in and take over those countries, because that's what Putin's basically saying and communicating. When you have all of our military say we are in World War III right now, it tells you something's a big deal. Well, the clock is ticking. You had 1917, World War I. 50 years later, one jubilee, 1967, you had Jerusalem won back. So the amazing thing about that is, what happened in 1917? In World War I. What happened in 1917? Allenby came into the land of Israel on a biplane from Australia, an Australian general. They didn't know that his name meant a prophet sent from God to deliver you your land. So when they picked it up in Arabic, that's what it said. So they didn't fire a shot, they dropped their weapons. Well, something else happened in 1917. Kenneth Hagin was born. Remember, the Lord appeared to his mother and said that you'll have a part. He said, name him John, and he would have a part in getting the earth ready for the second coming of the Lord. Didn't say he'd have everything, but he'd have a part. Now that's remarkable. You know what Hagin means in the Hebrew? One to go before to prepare people for the coming of the Lord. John Hagin. Okay, 50 years later, one Jubilee, Jerusalem's won back. Absolutely remarkable. So we're blessed. We're living when all this is happening. But we always go back to the Word. Always go back to the Word that shows us exactly where we are. Number one, Israel made a nation. Number two, Jerusalem won back. Hebrew language restored. Ethiopian Jews brought back. Fertility of the land of Israel. Revival of the Roman Empire. I know those are fast. You have 172 different species of predatory birds started showing up in the land. Amazing. Foxes showing up on the Temple Mount. You had fish in the Dead Sea. You had the Dead Sea turn blood red where Sodom and Gomorrah was. You have the ritual baths around the Temple Mount fill up with water. First time in 2,000 years. You had the archway for Baal worship get rebuilt in Palmyra by Syria. Why? They wanted to have a place where they could do Baal work. This is where the Tower of Babel was. And the Talmud says that's the last sign you'll see before the Messiah comes. So all these things are pushing for when Jesus would come. So you got signs and signs, you have signals, you had the blood red moons a few years ago, you had the Bethlehem star. I mean, all these things yell at us, Jesus is just about to come. So what do? We have an excitement, we have a joyous season because the Lord loves you. He's not mad at you. Why does he want you to have all these signs? He's not mad at you. He's not frustrated with you. He loves you. He wants to bless you, wants to encourage you, wants to strengthen you. So all this information is not just to have information, it's to motivate us to go for it. We don't fit church into our life. It is our life. Help your local pastor. Help your local church. Get the message out. The King is coming. We'll come back next week and we'll see what's happened, man. If it looks like the high alert that was put out yesterday and today could actually come to pass in the next couple of days. These are serious times for Israel, serious times for the world, because Jesus is just about to come back. Have a blessed, wonderful week. We'll see you next Wednesday. God bless you.
Thanks for joining us today at the End of Days Update. If you'd like to be notified every time there's a new post, just go to the edu at josephmorris.com and subscribe to receive email alerts. If these posts and updates have been a blessing to you, please consider making a one-time donation to help get the message out, or even becoming a monthly partner with Joseph Morris Ministries. Thanks again for tuning in to the EDU, and we'll see you next week.